What's going on, world? AJ here, and today we are starting a podcast, a video podcast, right here on the YouTube channel. So this is Get Yourself A Beverage podcast, episode numero uno. All right. And so I decided a couple weeks ago to just, what could we do this year to expand? What could we do this year to get something new on the channel instead of just always, the AJ show? And I want to keep the AJ show just strictly what it is. This is more of me just talking, more of me just kind of sharing my thoughts, opinions on things. We'll have some basic categories pretty much that we'll talk about every week. But yeah, this is just simply just a podcast, just talk and move on from those direct episodes. Like the last one, I did the end of the year episode, which was about this format, and I liked it, and I really enjoyed that. So we're gonna tread some new territory here on the channel and be the first of many. See how this goes, see how this rolls. Today we're drinking some coffee. I got it over here, actually, because the can's empty. This is the Black Rifle Coffee Company. Mad science, y'all. There's some mad science going on here. But I recently switched to this coffee by a friend at work, which was a gift that was given, parting ways from the department going to the IT department. It was a parting gift, I guess. I still see the people every day. But I used to drink Dunkin'. Dunkin's still good, but I like the Black Rifle Coffee Company. And it is cheaper to buy this can because instead of the bags run about I think $12 if I remember. I'm not 100% sure. This can itself is $13, and it's like twice the amount of the bags, even though you're getting just the Mad Science ground coffee, but it's still good. It's still delicious. So I haven't taken a sip of this yet, so let's get rolling here. Even though I'm recording this about 1:30 in the afternoon, it's my second cup of coffee today. On top of it with some Zeal, which is basically help with mental focus, energy, vitamins and minerals, all that good stuff. It's a tropical flavor. It's kind of a morning thing. I usually do 2 cups of coffee a day. Sometimes 1. Like today, I was going to do 1, but since I'm recording this podcast, I decided I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do more. So I'm going to get another cup, just to kind of go along with this whole get yourself a beverage. So as always, get yourself a beverage. Sit back, relax, or listen, however you want to digest this, and let's just get right into some stuff. Today on the show, we are talking Sonic the Hedgehog. We are also talking a little bit of tech stuff and a little bit of gaming stuff. Some things I pulled off the internet, stuff I've read, stuff I've heard this week, and just kind of pass along some information and just share my thoughts on these things. We're starting with Sonic the Hedgehog right out of the gate here, instantly. There's a lot of Sonic news that came in within the last week or so. Starting off with Knuckles turns 30. That's right. Knuckles the Echidna has turned 30 years old, celebrating his 30th anniversary back on Groundhog's Day. That was the day in 1994 when Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was released on Groundhog's Day, debuting Sonic's friendly nemesis, Knuckles. All right, he's rougher than the rest of them, y'all. And he was basically the antagonist at first, until later on when you get Sonic and Knuckles. He starts out as the antagonist. But then, he realizes Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, has tricked me. And so he starts helping Sonic at the end of the game. So, just a little brief history. Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles are basically two separate halves of the same game. So Sonic 3 is the first half, Sonic and Knuckles the second half. They created on Sonic and Knuckles the interlocking technology where you could stack Sonic 3 on top of the game cartridge to create the big epic adventure that was meant to be Sonic 3. But they dubbed it as Sonic 3 and Knuckles, mainly because of time constraints. All right? So, and, you know, Sonic 3 had the saving menu. I really wish Sonic and Knuckles did too, but when you lock it all together, it's a beautiful adventure. That's the way to play it, is with Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles together, creating Sonic 3 and Knuckles. May I suggest you go look up online Sonic 3 Air. All right, go look that up. It is a very nice definitive version of Sonic 3 that was created and developed by whomever. And there are steps on how to get that rolling, and I have it on my computer. It is a beautiful game. Even though Sonic Origins, which I have not reviewed that yet, I have it. Sonic Origins is great. You need to pick that up. But Sonic 3 has differences because they don't have, you know, especially in Carnival Night, Ice Cap, and Launch Base, the tracks are different. Yeah. So, for whatever reason, you know, most Sonic fans will know the reason. But for those for those types of reasons, they decided to swap those out. Because I guess something with copyright and Michael Jackson. Let's just say that. Because word on the streets, in the internet streets, is that Michael Jackson helped produce it, but then there was allegations and so forth. So that's how the music all got swapped around. Whatever. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is still the best awesome game ever. So there you go. So with Knuckles turning 30, this is the year of Knuckles, right? Well, I think it's also the year of Shadow. Well, you look at the Lego set, the episode review with the Lego sets, you know, you got 2 new sets came out in January for Sonic Lego series, which is Knuckles, which I have, and you have a Shadow set. Yeah, this is the year. This is the year of Knuckles, and this is the year of Shadow. Let's just be real. All right, with the upcoming movie Sonic 3, which we will talk about here now, actually. Let's talk about Sonic 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie. Kind of tying it in over here with Sonic 3 video game, but it's not Sonic 3 video game. All right, they are going to the route of Sonic Adventure 2. That's the direction of the Sonic 3 movie. You saw it peppered in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie with the debut of Gun, Olive Garden guy. He's the leader of it. Then they talked about Project Shadow, and they give you Shadow at the end of the movie. You see Easter eggs all over the movie. SA-2 helicopter in that one scene where Robotnik's forming the Death Egg robot. I don't know if you would call it Death Egg robot at that part. Maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe that is because there's no Death Egg spaceship with the robot in the movie. Which honestly, I do like the direction that they are going with the movies. I wasn't 100% sure how I would like it based on my personal experience in the past of Sonic the Hedgehog. I do like the movie direction. It works. I like it, and the story is really good there. But yes, so let's look at Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie. I want to pull up Sonic's Facebook page here. There's a teaser trailer that they released. Facebook is having a bad day today. I am starting to realize. I don't know what's going on because the app is going crazy too. So there's a little tech news for you. Facebook isn't working properly today. I don't know what's going on. I may have to go to YouTube for this one because Facebook is being stupid right now. So I have the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer. We're going to pull it up here and we're going to play it here. Let me make sure my volume is not too loud. So here we go. Beautiful. December. It's coming out December 2024 at the end of this year. The logo itself has a combination of Sonic and Shadow, like in Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It's the title of the movie. And you heard the laughter of Dr. Robotnik. Jim Carrey is confirmed to be back, and I'm excited. I am excited. You know, I was kind of concerned when he announced his retirement, but he would only come back for like stuff that means something to him. And I think definitely Sonic the Hedgehog is his wheelhouse. And I read an article about how he doesn't like sequels. Ace Ventura, come on, dude. But he's back for a third one, and I'm excited that he's back on board, back as Dr. Robotnik. I wasn't too sure about him playing Robotnik at first when the first movie was announced, but man, I love it. He nails the role. But anyways, yeah, so he's confirmed back. There's other actors been talked about that are going to be in the movie. Kristen Ritter is confirmed to be playing a role. Not sure what role, not sure what character. I'm thinking Rouge the Bat, because Sonic Adventure 2 debuted Rouge the Bat, and possibly voicing Rouge the Bat. That's my theory. That's my thinking on that one. Also learned that Crush 40, who's responsible for like the Sonic Adventure music and Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 and so forth, Crush 40's song Live and Learn will be featured in the movie. So that's confirmed. So I actually listened to that the other day while I was on the road driving, and still holds up. Still great. Live and Learn. It's a good track. You should go check that out. But yeah, so I'm excited for the movie coming up. Definitely with confirmed of Jim Carrey coming back. Going into the Sonic Adventure 2 route. We'll see what all transpires in there. Will there be a space colony arc? Is Dr. Gerald Robotnik going to be a factor? Granddaughter Maria, you know, which is Robotnik's cousin. Is that going to be a factor in here? We'll see. We'll see what happens. If you know the story of Sonic Adventure 2, I don't know if it'll be like a direct copy of that or a spoof off of it or what it may entail, but I'm excited to see it. Very excited to see it. Also announced this week, actually, this past week, Knuckles, the Knuckles series that was announced, I think, when Sonic Adventure, suck my brain now. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. After that came out, they did announce a Knuckles series. We got the official trailer now of the Knuckles series on Paramount Plus coming April 26th. I am excited for this. It's going to be a good placeholder until we get to the movie. So I got the trailer here. Let's cue it up.
You're an alien.
About 2.5 minute trailer.
Powerful. Recently saved the world with your friends. What do you like to do for fun?
That's a good touch right there with the sign.
I was thinking more like reading or yoga.
Hey, buddy. Isn't it great to finally relax?
I have been a Echidna warrior. I only remain on Earth because I made a vow to you and the fox.
Vow to you and the fox. He doesn't acknowledge Tails' name.
Turning our living room into some kind of gladiator fighting pit. What is Ozzy doing here?
He will be challenging his greatest enemy.
The mailman.
Is that our mailman?
This is not a place of battle, so I will begin my quest. Come, Weed.
Most people think I'm a joke.
I do not make jokes. I make warriors.
I do not make jokes. I make warriors. 6-episode event.
Without his little friends, he's vulnerable. He's the key to my newest creation.
You worked for Robotnik.
Bring me Knuckles.
Huh. It's a new bad guys.
Sorry, this lane is reserved.
You think you can take my power? Do I look like I need your power?
Nice callback from the Sonic 2 movie.
It's the whole
reason we're here.
Of course we need to get his power. That's the reason we're here.
You're mine.
I made a promise to protect this planet.
So glad he's back voicing Knuckles.
Ready?
Oh, snap!
Idris Elba.
Someone's about to get slapped.
I like the music.
Today is going to be a beautiful day.
Oh, that had to hurt.
You gonna rescue him?
No, he must learn to rescue himself.
Are you going to rescue him? No, he must learn to rescue himself as he sips a pot of coffee. Wow. Where to begin? So first off, this is going to take place between the second movie and the third movie. Knuckles is taking on Wade as his apprentice. Now, I read online this past week, actually, regarding Wade, that the author of this article says he's a very forgettable character. No, he is not. Let's just make that clear. Wade is not a forgettable character. He's a hilarious character. He is fantastic. He's the dumb cop, if you will, in Green Hills. And he's the comic relief. And it's awesome to have a serious character like Knuckles take him on as his apprentice. So he's going to go through rigorous training with Knuckles. It's going to be great. It's just absolutely going to be fantastic. And I love that partnership right there. Noticing that they are using, like how Robotnik used Sonic's quills to get power. They're using Knuckles' quills to get power. That's pretty interesting right there. And then, of course, the callback where that one dude with the big robot Knuckles saying, "Do I look like I need your power?" Throwing it right back at Knuckles from that line he did to Sonic in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. That was amazing. So I'm not sure who these new villains are, but apparently the guy with the beard, he worked for Robotnik. Not sure who he is. Didn't see him in the other movies, but I guess we'll find out when, April 26th comes to see who this new villain of the flavor of the month is for the Knuckles series. But going back to the quills, makes me kind of think, if it can mimic the powers of Sonic, Knuckles, could there be a potential of building, robotical clones of Sonic and Knuckles, introducing Metal Sonic using the powers of their quills? Yeah, Metal Sonic, maybe Metal Knuckles. Be kind of cool to see. Maybe this is the precursor that leads up to that creation. Maybe we'll see that if they do a fourth movie or beyond. Maybe we'll see that coming. Who knows? But yeah, it's going to be a 6-episode event dropping on Paramount Plus on April 26th. Be a good holdover until the movie of Sonic 3. I also I don't know if you caught this, but again, this goes back to Sonic 3. So again, Knuckles celebrates 30 years, meaning 30 years ago, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the video game came out. So now and it introduced Knuckles. So you got the movie 30 years later, Sonic 3, and then you got the Knuckles series. So it's Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Huh? Sonic 3 and Knuckles. There you go. I don't know if that was intentional, but it works. It absolutely works on that retrospect right there. So excited for Sonic. We're moving on from Sonic news now. There was a lot to cover there. Kind of throwing in some gaming news here. Dead Cells. I don't know if you've played it. Don't know if you've heard of it. It was a game I reviewed a few years back where I said Dead Cells is one of those games that, that's overlooked. Nobody talks about. And I made that in my statement in that video reviewing Dead Cells. I think I reviewed it in 2020, if I remember correctly. One of those seasons, 2020 or 2021. I don't remember which one. I have to look at the archives for that. Article came out from PC Gamer by Joshua Wallen 7 years after its early access release and 5 years after Evil Empire took the reins from the original devs at Motion Twin. Dead Cells is hanging up its spurs. Evil Empire announced it will no longer be working on Dead Cells following a half-decade of work on the game. Dead Cells upcoming update 35. 35 updates, y'all. The end of our creative journey on this game. So, and I've noticed this since I purchased it. I believe in 2018 is when I purchased it in the fall on the Switch, downloaded it. And then there was always updates. There was new DLC packages dropping. I think if I read correctly on here, I don't really remember, but if I read correctly in the article, there was 4 DLCs, 18 updates with some crossovers such as Castlevania. Man, I tell you, it is a good time. I love Dead Cells. It is a great game. It's one of those Metroidvania style games. If you don't know what that means, like Metroid has the map system where you can go to different caverns and stuff. Castlevania started that with Symphony of the Night. Again, you have a big old map system going different places, but this one takes you through basically a similar thing, but you'll go, once you clear one biome, you go to the next biome, and there's different paths. You can take different paths to go to different biomes to get to a final boss. There's multiple ways to play through it. There's so much weaponry, so much defenses, a lot of skills to learn. It's all about the parry attacks, hacking and slashing, and how powerful you become through the game. It is a one run, and if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning of the game. And it's trial and error throughout the entire journey. It is trial and error. You have to make it all the way to the end with one life. There's healing opportunities, but use it sparingly, because if you use a lot of it, you're screwed. But yeah, Dead Cells is a great time. I love the game. It's a fantastic game. I haven't played it recently, but you know what? Honestly, I've been wondering how much more can you pump into Dead Cells? How many more DLCs are going to drop? How many more updates are you going to do? And they're finally wrapping it up. They're finally ending it. And honestly, it does need to come to an end. At some point, you got to stop working on the game. That's kind of where AEW Fight Forever. They are continually pumping in DLCs for new wrestlers, characters, updates, and they're going to keep running with that. That's their strategy, is to continue to drop more DLC, more characters. And it's like the DLC, you get like 2, maybe 3 characters, about between $7 to $12 a pop for DLC. Drops. I'm like, geez, guys, man, you're just milking the cash cow over here. So, and yeah, and I own AEW Fight Forever, but I've skipped out on some of the DLCs because it's a lot of money. DLCs is a lot of money, and people complained about Tears of the Kingdom not having a DLC. It doesn't need it. Tears of the Kingdom does not need DLC. Maybe Breath of the Wild did, just spiff it up a little bit, but they did it right with Tears of the Kingdom. You don't need a DLC for every freaking game. All right, let's just be real. Let's just make a game, complete it, be done with it, and move on to the next game. All right, stop with the DLC nonsense. It's nothing but just a bunch of money grubs at this point. And me and DLCs, I'll do it if it's a game I like, that I really enjoy, and I'll play it because of replay value. But if you're just dropping DLCs just for the sake of DLCs and get money, I'm out. All right, especially if it's not a very good game. So, Nintendo also revealed its updated sales numbers for top 10 best-selling games for the Nintendo Switch as of this month. Ranking number 1 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 60.58 million. Animal Crossing's New Horizons comes in number 2. Well, Animal Crossing came out during the time of the pandemic. No wonder it blew up in sales and came number 2. 44.79 million. Smash Brothers Ultimate, 33.67. Did you get to Breath of the Wild, 31.61 million. Super Mario Odyssey, See, the Mario game is taken, well, I mean, if you count Mario Kart 8, but I don't. A Mario game itself, Super Mario Odyssey, is ranked number 5. Yeah, 27.65 million. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 26.17 million. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So 2 Pokemon games back-to-back taking 6th and 7th places. That one was at 24.36 million. Super Mario Party, 20.34 million. But Tears of the Kingdom, which hasn't been a year yet, sitting at 20.28 million copies sold. Tears of the Kingdom is going to be climbing up the mountain fairly quickly. And then you got New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe at 17.20 million. I never played that, so there you go. Moving on to tech news. I found this very interesting, actually. I heard it on TechNATO's podcast. Today I was listening to it while cleaning and also found the article and read about it. But Microsoft is retiring WordPad after almost 30 years. WordPad. I've never used WordPad. Maybe once or twice when I didn't have Microsoft Office or Works or whatever it is. Now it's Office 365. But anyways, yeah, they're ending WordPad. WordPad is going away. The updates are going to end. Any new Windows systems that come out will not feature WordPad. So after 11, if we move on to 12, which I've heard rumblings of 12, they're working on 12. Come on, guys, slow it down here. So I'm banking 12 when Windows 12 comes, which I heard 10 was supposed to be the last one when 10 came out. They lied to us. Microsoft lied to us there, because now we have 11. 11's great. I love Windows 11. Windows 11 is so nice. I love it. And the only machine I have 11 on is this laptop sitting right here. Everything else does not have 11. You know why? Because it is missing one critical component, and that is the TPM. TPM stands for, let me read it here on the docket that I wrote up here, Trusted Platform Module, and is a crucial component for enhancing security in modern computer systems. Services as a dedicated processor that handles hardware-level encryption. So if you own a computer that does not have this, you may as well just buy a new machine at this point. Or if your motherboard does support TPM, then you could probably buy the component and put it in there. All right, but that's a whole nother IT mess right there that you'll probably have to configure with the BIOS and all that fun stuff. But anyways, yeah, if you don't have capability for Windows 11, you're over here like, yeah, let's try to install it. See if my computer's compatible. What? It's not? Oh man, you don't have TPM. That's pretty much what it all comes down to get Windows 11 and anything probably above Windows 11 when that comes out. So your TPM operation is required for Windows 11. If your computer, like I said, doesn't have it, you're out of luck at that point, and you're stopping with Windows 10. I've updated this old desktop here I bought back in 2010. This tower, which is operating as my server right now, it runs. It came with Windows 7. It has AMD processor in there. It has only 3 gigs of RAM in this thing, but it's housing as a storage house right now, and I've updated Windows 10. All right, it's working great. Still runs. It's a little slow, but it still works. It's still great. I may beef up the RAM here, probably at some point. Like I need to beef up the RAM in this laptop too, because 8 gigs is what this laptop runs. I wanted to double that to 16. So, which I've looked in, researched the specs on here. I could definitely go 16 on this thing. I've already updated the RAM in the machine upstairs and that tower, which that tower, again, so Windows 10 is the latest you can go on there, and it's iCore 3. iCore 5 on this thing. So, anywho, but, so I also have a couple laptops. One just needs to be rebuilt, repaired or whatever, screenshot. The other one is a 10 or 11-year-old laptop. It is now running Ubuntu Linux on there, so it's my Linux computer. So there you go, and it runs great. I beefed up that RAM up to 12 on that thing, so it's running nice. But there you go. But anyways, going back to the original intent of the topic here of WordPad. WordPad's going away, y'all. So if you use it, sorry to hear. But you should go invest in Office 365 and get the subscription. I use the OneDrive for my online cloud hosting for all my files, which I do back them up to home server and all that fun stuff. And if there's something I need, like, let's just say if I don't have what I need on my OneDrive, I could always remote in using what is it called? Chrome Desktop, I believe. I have it here. Yeah, Chrome Remote Desktop. It's free. If you want to just remote into your machines at any time, I could do it on this mobile phone right here. I've remoted it into this tower, because it's always on. It's always on and running. I've remoted into this tower before from another location far away to get what I need, to move it to my OneDrive. I know there's probably an easier way. I'm sure there is, but this is what I have to work with at the moment. So there you go. With that being said, that's all the news and information for this episode, for this first podcast here. I'm excited for the things of Sonic the Hedgehog. It is just amazing. It's great. Gaming news, of course, just a little tidbit information for you there. And, of course, a little bit of tech information for you as well. So with that being said, Super Bowl Sunday is tomorrow. Go Chiefs. Bring on the hate comments. Go ahead. Here's the thing. We'll close with this. I now know what it feels like when the Patriots were on top. The Patriots fans. I know and understand what it feels like to be a Patriots fan, because everybody's hating on the Chiefs right now because of their always back-to-back wins, Super Bowls, all that fun stuff. And I can now relate to that. So I'm like, bring it on. I gave the Patriot fans so much hate during their time, so it's only fair that I receive it back. All right, so there you go. It's all fun. It's all fun. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching or listening. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys next time on Get Yourself a Beverage podcast.